Good morning. This is Angela with a cup of tea on Monday, August 22nd, 2011. I have this great analogy to use today, and it's funny because this topic actually came to me on Friday, and then I got more stuff last night, but it didn't hit me till like a couple minutes ago. Something that I caught this movie over the weekend that I had seen before. It's been a long time though. I was flipping channels and just looking for something to watch, before I went to bed. And the movie Yes Man was on with Jim Carrey. So, not the typical kind of thing you want to bring up, you typically bring up in one of these spiritual discussions, but it really works well with the topic that I'm talking about today. And that's allowing and fluidity in our lives. Because that's what the whole Yes Man movie was about. It was about somebody who was going through this funk in their life and said no to everything and resisted doing things but then was cranky about it because he put up his own roadblocks and then he was going nowhere. So it was this whole self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. And then he went through this revelation and started saying yes, and his entire life changed because of it. And because he had faith in allowing things to flow, even in the beginning when things were like not as excited, not as, they didn't seem to be a good turnout, but then they did later on. So it's really funny that it's a great analogy for flowing and allowing things in our life, because we have gotten into, in general, we truly have gotten into the habit of not allowing. And in fact, one of the most challenging obstacles for us to release is that disempowerment, and to take back our empowerment and really fully become powerful within ourselves. And in doing that, we allow the universe to come into us. We allow our divinity to shine through. Because part of what this whole existence has been about has been the ego not allowing us to be empowered, to giving our empowerment away to others. And again, it goes back to that labyrinth that I was talking about the other week, that that labyrinth that takes us to our enlightenment, and how we've put up all the walls, and we can take them down if we want to. It's our choice. It's in our power. But we've got into such a habit of letting others put the walls up for us. And in that I mean creating expectations, creating boxes, creating, and the expectations go from, your siblings to your parents, your children, your friends, your spouses, your culture, your society, your institution, your religious institution, your government, all that kind of stuff. We allow them to put into place what we are expected to be and how we are expected to be. And in doing that, what we've done is we've actually put up more walls in our labyrinth. That goes back to so many different topics that I've talked about, including, our enlightenment, which would be like our personal legend, reaching what's going to make our heart and our soul sing. And yet we allow ourselves to, or we don't allow ourselves to really get there many times because we're allowing others to decide for us what is good for us, what is expected of us, and what's not. And if we get really, truly back into the topic of the idea that the universe, that the only absolute in our universe is love, is unconditional love, we've in many ways lost sight of what unconditional love truly is. Because out in the universe, out in the ethers, at the other levels of existence, we remember what unconditional love is because we take the ego out of play. And we remember that this existence is just an experience. It's what we wanted to experience, to pretend that we were separate, and that no matter what we do, it's just part of the experience. It's part of who we are and becoming more fully back into the divine that we truly are. So it's this whole cyclical thing. And one of our most, I've said that one of our most challenging points is to remember, to really realize truly what is not being allowed or what we're not allowing ourselves to do because we are allowing others to put those walls up, to put those challenges up, and or things that prevent us from getting to our personal legend. Sometimes it's that not letting go of the shore, that kind of metaphor too. But it's also, once we let go of the shore and say, you know what, I'm not going to let you, I'm not going to let this hold me back. I'm not going to let this prevent who I truly am. How many times have people wanted to do something with their life, something that's going to make them happy, it's going to make their heart sing, and yet they don't do it because their spouse won't let them, their spouse looks down on it, or their parents look down on it, or their friends look down on it, or they've been talked out of it. They've been given 1,000 reasons why not to do it. But then how many times have you heard of somebody who has said, forget this, forget you, I know this is what I want to do, this is what's going to make my heart sing, and I am going to get there. That is my personal legend, and that is where I am going. And they've let it all go, what other people have expected of them or said that they couldn't do, and then they've reached it, and then it was like, wow, phenomenal what they did and what they accomplished. That's in all of us. And now we're at this point of remembering that we can take those walls down ourselves. We can say, if you truly and unconditionally love me, then you'll just let me do what I need to do to make my heart sing. And, if somebody cannot, or some people cannot tolerate that in your life, or tolerate you being who you truly are, and that is everything from as small as not taking up a certain hobby or not doing something that's going to make you truly happy, then obviously they don't serve you. If they're going to not say they change their minds about loving you, or make you somehow feel like you're unworthy of being loved because you're doing what makes your heart sing, well, then they don't serve you and your highest and best. And that goes back to the discussions that we've had in previous webcasts about, we're at this point of having to realize that whatever doesn't serve us is going to fall away. And it's going to fall away eventually with all the changes going on, whether we choose to let it or not. If we want to hold on to it because it's this familiar evil, it's the familiar, even though it makes us miserable, or there are things that we're unhappy about, even though there are things that we are not doing or not allowing ourselves, we hold on to it because it's familiar. And letting go of all that is stepping out on a ledge. But the thing is, are you going to learn how to fly by just looking at the movies, or are you actually going to have to flap your wings? That's where you get back to when we start truly becoming who we are, truly acknowledging our divinity, and the fact that the only way that we are going to truly get to our personal legend is if we do let all those things that don't serve us fall away. And that includes, people who are close to us. And, that's a hard realization, because that's an egoic thing, because so many relationships are defined by our cultures, defined by our societies. And we allow ourselves to be confined to those boxes because of those expectations. If you loved me, then you would do this. If you loved me, then you wouldn't do this. This wouldn't make me happy if you did this. You know what? Unconditional love. Unconditional love is, if you are happy, I am happy. I love you. If you want to become everything you are meant to be, regardless of what that means in the way I fit into your life, because I have to become who I want to be. And we all are one at the end of the day. So all of these little experiences, they're just, changes in the road. They're just changes in the path. They're just taking different paths. And once we let go of the ego controlling us, or controlling the fact that we disempower ourselves, and we say, hey, you know what? No, not anymore. We're totally taking in our empowerment. And we let all of that fall away. and we truly become who we are again. What a beautiful, beautiful thing that will be. So between now and Thursday, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about anything. What in your life is putting up a wall and is preventing you from allowing the flow of the universe come to you and allowing you to accept and thrive in your divinity and to become your personal legend. And sometimes that's a difficult and can be a painful thing, but the pain comes from the ego. And when we can let go of that, then we can realize how many doors and how easy and graceful the path can come to us. So on that, I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. This is Angela with a Cup of Tea.